Hello and welcome to today's episode of Raise Your Visibility Online. And I was just telling my sons, I think today's guest, Justin Brown, is probably I think you are actually the most successful entrepreneur I've ever had on my podcast, Justin. So that's a great way to kick us off. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much for having me on.
And you also do sideline singing at Wembley, I hear.
A little bit, yes. My throat's sore from singing last night. Yeah.
Okay, Justin, so you are the co-founder of Primal Video and a YouTube channel and online business helping entrepreneurs and creators to grow your audience and revenue with your brother, who I don't think I've ever seen on camera. But you introduce yourself, Justin, and tell us a little bit about what it is that you do and who you help.
It's kind of a running joke that no one ever sees Mike. So a lot of people now just think he's an AI and doesn't really exist. So we're happy to run with that as well. He's the behind the scenes guy. So yes, I started Primal Video with my brother Mike long before I had these gray hairs and things. So about 11 years ago now.
Yeah.
And we started out just putting video tips on YouTube without really a plan or anything in place. We had a business before, but we were teaching that stuff. So how to make better videos faster. And we're like, screw it, let's just put it on YouTube. Let's help a lot more people than just one very small, I guess, group of people that we were targeting with that business. So we didn't really know where it was going to go. And it didn't go very far at first before we were nearly like, screw this YouTube thing. It's not working. It's too overcrowded or any of this stuff. So with the journey for us was really figuring out what we had to do on YouTube. What does YouTube want? How does it work? And then how do we consistently show up for our potential clients, customers, students when they're looking for stuff? So we optimize for the search side of YouTube. So that's now what we do, help people get, accelerate their growth online, build their personal brands, build the business, build the life that they want, just sharing their message and getting geeking out on the stuff that they want to geek out on. I think there's no better opportunity now to get your name out there, your message out there across a lot of platforms. LinkedIn obviously is a massive tool for this as well. So we just chose YouTube.
Yeah, so this is what's really interesting, because I've heard you being interviewed in other podcasts by people who are very in the YouTube space, whereas I'm not. I mean, yes, I have a YouTube channel and I have lots of content on there, but primarily my expertise and my focus is very much on LinkedIn. And I see that so many small business owners, coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs have never thought of YouTube. But I've heard other people say to you, oh, do you not think it's overcrowded? Whereas I'm like the opposite. I'm like, guys, you need to think about this, because this is where people are starting to turn. So have you seen would you recognize that way I'm describing it, Justin? Like, I don't think it's overcrowded at all. I feel like most businesses should consider adding this to their marketing.
For sure.
Yeah.
And this is where I want to preface this by saying there's always more we can do. And I know you would hear this a lot. Like, I'm trying to be everywhere. Like I'm got to post to LinkedIn. I got to post to Instagram. I've got to do all this, TikTok, YouTube. Like, do I need another one? The answer is probably to pick one or two and just go all in on those. And so for us, we went all in on YouTube. We've played with some of the others, but I have a very small following in like comparison on all the others compared to YouTube. So our one non-negotiable is YouTube. And is it too crowded? No, not at all. I mean, there's a bit more AI content on there now than there was before, but this only pushes back more reason for you to do it, because as humans, we want to connect with real humans, real stories, not just what an AI is telling us to do. So there is no better opportunity than now to be putting yourself out there, your business, your company out there. And people are using these tools as search engines. This is how they're pre-qualifying if you're a fit. They're checking your online resume, which isn't just what you're putting out in terms of your CV and everything online. They're checking your webpage. They're checking your social media. They're checking what value are you adding to the internet? What testimonials and things do you have? So I love YouTube for that piece, because it's a search engine. The bulk of our traffic comes from YouTube search. The second highest traffic source for us is Google search. So people not even on platform looking for stuff, we show up and answer their questions or help solve their problems, building that know, like, and trust, building that reciprocity with them. I think that is huge. So how do we come from that place of how do we make it easy for us to add value and help people when they need us 24/7? YouTube is an amazing platform for that.
Yes. And the other thing I love about it is that someone will watch your video that you made 2 years ago, and they just found it today. Whereas on a social media platform, it's kind of, it's like the old fish and chip wrapper. It's, it's in the bin already. And I find that really valuable.
There was a test that we did. Obviously, been on YouTube for so long, and we keep hearing from everyone, like speaking at events, like social media marketing, well, be everywhere, just repurpose, post your stuff everywhere. So we started to repurpose our content across a lot of different platforms, and it was a massive time sink. I'm sure it could have been the wrong content or anything like that, but we did spend a lot of time with this, and it came back to, well, if we, instead of us trying to figure out what works on all these different ones, let's just pick that one. It was much easier for us to replicate that. But the one thing that YouTube had was, as you've just mentioned here, lifetime of the content. We have videos now that are 10 coming up on 11 years old that are still getting views today. They're still getting clicked on. And it's not that we're pushing them out. It's YouTube having them there for people to click on, and the people are choosing to click on them.
Yes.
So it's crazy that that's one of the main reasons we love it, is the lifetime of the content. I could be doing 5 TikToks a day or something like that. It sounds horrible to me.
It does sound horrible
to be doing that. And knowing that it potentially going to disappear after a week or a few days, like I'd much rather invest that time in something that I know has the long-term play.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit then, because if I'm looking for an answer to a question and your video pops up and I click on it and it's giving me the answer, should we, as people who want to create content for YouTube, be thinking of more kind of evergreen content rather than what is happening right now in 2025? Or is there room for both, do you think?
I think there's definitely room for both. We definitely look more at the long term, but with things like AI topics, which we cover as well, AI for video is something I geek out on and love sharing about. That's changing every week. So it could be a mix of both, because if the viewer thinks something is changed or is outdated, would they click on a 2-year-old, 3-year-old video? No, if they're going to look for something newer, right? So there is definitely a piece of looking at some of these more trending topics and up-to-date stuff. But then there's also, here's a framework for how we did something, or a step-by-step process. And that process could stand true for years afterwards. Then we get the benefit of both worlds.
Yeah. How often do you put a video out on your YouTube channel?
1 a week. We've been doing 1 a week. Have not missed a week in 11 years, but I'm not doing them 1 a week. Right. So the most I've shot, I think, was 8 at a time. And that's 8 weeks worth of content. So this to me is a lifestyle business. I get to do this, not I have to do this.
Yes.
So we're always looking for how do we streamline stuff, because if this wasn't working, we wouldn't be doing it. So YouTube for us is traffic. We don't run paid ads. When we launch our courses and programs and stuff, we're just going to our email list, which we've grown organically off YouTube. So this to us is the funnel without us needing to, there's nothing wrong with running paid traffic or ads, but it sounds so stressful. And I hear people have all these like nightmares of wake up and their budget's blown, and like nothing wrong with that. I'm sure you can have great success with that, but it's not a game that I want to play. And it's not like there is another game which is organic. It does take longer to spin up, but it is an amazing source of adding value and allowing people to find you easy as well.
Okay, you've just said so much that I'm scribbling down my questions.
Sorry, my squirrel brain just jumps all over the place, and my coffee's kicking in at 5 p.m. So we're good. Yeah.
Let's start with when you are. So you said there the most videos you've ever done in one day is 8. So I'm assuming that you batch at least, like you don't ever sit down, Justin, to do one video. So let's take it from.
I try not to.
Okay,
if I get inspiration and it's like, screw it, we're ready to go, I want to do it then. Because if I'm ready, I'm ready. So my goal, though, is not to just to do one. My goal is to have a minimum of 2, usually 3, where I have everything ready to go before I sit in front of the camera. And that doesn't mean a full script. I just want to have some bullet points, either on a piece of paper or on a teleprompter, that I don't need to think in front of the camera. So I already have the title, so I know who I'm going to talk to and what the framing of the video is.
Yes.
And I know then where I want to take it. So any key information like pricing Our audience is very much US, so I'll always need pricing in US dollars and those kinds of things. Yeah. So it's just the prep, the planning and the prep is really what makes it easy. And then it makes it easy for the team then to jump in and edit. Or if it's something that you're doing yourself, it's much easier to go from a block of time doing one thing instead of research, scripting, filming, and jumping between them all. It's pretty unproductive.
Okay, so you record the videos, you have a team who are then doing the next step for you, and then you're uploading once a week. How does this turn into business? How do you, because I know you've got a fantastic accelerator, and we can talk a bit about that, but how do you go from, so say someone's listening to us or watching us, Justin, and they're like, okay, I think this is going to be really good for me, or I've dabbled a wee bit on YouTube, but I haven't really focused on it. How do I get a return from the time spent that it's going to turn into, how do people join my email list? How do I actually turn this into business? How does that work?
I think if we look at, and especially for business, right? As I said, this is a lead gen tool for us, an impact and lead gen tool. So if we look at the core business, we all solve problems, right? As entrepreneurs, as businesses, that's what we do. So what are the things that people are Googling or looking for online that you can solve absolute top of funnel? So don't even think about a direct sale yet. Let's say, what are people, before they even know about us, before they know about our product, before they're even ready to pay, because people go to YouTube for free stuff, right? They go to DIY. Can I figure this out? Do I need to pay someone for this? They want to figure some stuff out for free. So we want to meet them where they're at. So this is where almost the further back we go, the more beginner we go, the larger the audience, but then we can use our YouTube videos to filter them through. So we can help a ton of beginners, knowing that there could be a big percentage of those people that aren't ever going to end up in our courses, programs, or working with us in our brick and mortar business. But that still adds to the credibility. That still adds to the people we're able to help, and everything kind of builds and snowballs from there. So our goal is to go right back and say, what are people typing in where I could share my thoughts and opinions? And or share company values that are going to help people solve that, but also show them that we know what we're talking about, and that we can likely solve their next problem and their next problem, or that it becomes a no-brainer for them to come and work with us. That's kind of where we're going with this. And that's not to say don't make direct sales videos too. You can, but a lot of people will switch off when they see those. So if that's all that you're making is, hey, I'm Justin, come buy my stuff. It's like, oh, okay, I'm just here to learn for free. Let's give them something to show them, all right, you can do it. Or this is the process. And they might go, I don't want to do that process. I'll just pay you to do it. Right. So there's lots of different ways that we can still add value and help people. And it becomes a filter.
Okay. And do you, what's interesting with my stats on my YouTube channel is, and anyone who's listening to this in the podcast, my channel is called Raise Your Visibility Online, which is the same name as the podcast. I think almost, not all, but like in the high 90% of the people who are watching my stuff are new to the channel. And is that normal?
Perfectly normal. I freaked out the first time I saw this. Okay, so I think right now we're getting 2 to 2.2 million views a month. 96% of our views are from people who aren't subscribed. So this tells us a few things. First off, that you don't need to subscribe now. I know the algorithm is so good that when I go there, the stuff that I'm interested in is just shown to me. So the whole thing around people wanting subscriber numbers is it's not needed now, just because you've got 100,000 on your channel, which is massive. But does that mean that the next video is going to automatically blow up? No, they all start from zero, right? So I think that's a massive piece of this, is understanding how that works. And I've totally lost my train of thought with the second point, which I'm sure was amazing. It'll come back to me.
Well, so we're talking about this. I'm actually going to use this as a bit of a mini coaching session. So if like say 96 or 98% of people coming to my channel or watching my video according to YouTube are not subscribers or who are new to my channel, that's where we're going with this. How does that work then?
So the framing then becomes, which was the second point, is that we're creating every new piece of content as if it's the first time someone is seeing us. So we're able to attract new people. And that doesn't mean they're not subscribing because we might have changed their life. They might not need to subscribe. They might just tune in and watch all of our videos, but let's not assume that they have prior knowledge. So every video is made on our channel to be self-encompassed. I don't say, oh, last week I told you about this.
Yes.
Because they weren't there last week. I've got the numbers that show that 96% of you probably weren't here last week. So here's a video just solving and just speaking to this specific pain and problem. And then I make sure that the next video, or at the end of that, if they make it to the end, I'm linking to another one that's going to be related, not just to a general video. I'm like, you watched one on editing, so I'm going to give you another one on editing or related to editing. Here's how to find music for your videos. So we can start to keep people on the platform. But at some point, we also obviously want to convert them off there onto our email list or into a sales page or a call or something, right? So this is where I would do it where it is a perfect fit. So I would only mention, we have a video editing template, a guide that people can download and print out. I'll only mention that in videos related to editing. If it was a filming video, you could go filming, how to film and edit, they're related. But that viewer is so in the mindset of how do I film? How do I shoot? That it would feel like a pitch to them at the end of that. Like, oh, well, you know, grab my guide. And it's kind of related, but not really. It's probably too much of a step away. So in most of our videos, we don't have a pitch to grab a free guide or something, only where it is the logical next best step. Because if YouTube sees on every video, you're just driving traffic off, it's going to kill a YouTube session. And what YouTube wants is sessions to last for a long period of time. More sessions, more ads. That's how they make money. So I'm not saying don't do it, but I've been very mindful of when you allow people to leave the platform. But the opportunity here then becomes in the video description. The video description on every video should have the other ways people can work with you.
Oh, okay.
Should have affiliate links, should have whatever. Like, think of it like a blog article. Someone's chosen to watch your video. They've clicked the button to bring up the description, which now is pretty hidden. So if they're doing that, they're interested in something more. So use that as a resource page of what else can I give this person, given that I know they're interested in this specific topic. Here's where you buy my course. I also have a book that you might be interested in. Here's 3 other YouTube videos that are related to this topic. So we want to frame it that way. How do we make it a good experience for them? But also the description, it's like the soft sell. Like we don't need to hold back and not mention stuff. Let's just list out the things that might be available to them, just so it's accessible. Yeah.
I've never thought of it that way before, because you're right. When you watch a video, the description is hidden. So someone has specifically gone to learn more about what you've said. That's such a brilliant tip. Do you, if you were doing a video about editing and you've got the video editing template, at what stage of your video do you mention that?
I'll mention it a couple of times because most people don't make it to the end. Apparently, if you get 20% of your viewers making it to the end of your video, that's a very good video. Oh, so I know that's very disheartening for a lot of us. It's like, damn it, this video, most people didn't make it to the end. It's classed as a good video. So we definitely want to mention things earlier in the video, but it also comes down to how you're structuring your video to entice people to stick around longer. Not that we want to dangle a carrot out, but instead of like, I will structure our videos so I'm giving the people what they came for. I'm not holding back. I'm not delaying that piece, but I will mention to them something that I think that they would be interested in, or likely would be interested in, given the topic of the video. So if it was something around video editing, I would say, and make sure you stick around to the end, because I'm also going to share my #1 video editing tip. And it's going to be an absolute game changer, whether you're a beginner or someone more advanced, right? Who doesn't want that? They just need to know, is this tip something I already know? Is this actually going to change the game for me? So we've created an open loop there to keep people watching longer.
Yes. And you have to actually deliver a good tip then. That's the other thing.
Yes. That's the pressure. Yeah.
Do you know at the end of your video, so YouTube you can add in thumbnails to click to the next video. And I don't know who gave me this advice, and I think I'm going to change it based on our conversation, but I want to hear what you think. I've always clicked on the option best for viewer because I feel like that's what YouTube wants me to do, so that I would be rewarded for that. But I think you're suggesting that I'm leading to the next relevant video on my channel. So am I doing that wrong?
Okay. You're not doing it wrong. And I say there is a reason that we give YouTube the power, and YouTube does know best in a lot of cases. But there's also the case to be made that person chose you. They're only going to see those, that call to action at the end, those other related videos, if they make it to the end of your video, because it can only be in the last 20 seconds. So why not, if you have the video that is the next video for that viewer, why not mention it there? Now, YouTube will let you put 2 videos at the end. So you could always hedge your bet there and go one of YouTube recommendation and one of your own.
Yes.
So that way you can still call it out. So now that we've learned about video editing, if you want to know about music and the best places to get it, that's linked on screen. We always used to just call out the other video. And the other one's a recommendation from YouTube. I don't know what it is. I hope it's good, but I'll see you in the next one. So you can have some fun with it as well. It brings some personality in there. But there is also, if you don't have the next best video and someone's made it to the end, send them to a channel that does. This could be seen as your competition. So you could pick a bigger channel. It's got to be a good video. But if you don't have the next best video, send them to a channel that does. And this is going to create ties from your channel to that other bigger channel, because the audience that likes yours would likely like this other video as well. Right. So what you'll find over time is YouTube, if people are clicking that and going to it and obviously watching, YouTube sees that. They're tracking everything. Like, wow, maybe we'll try this video after that other bigger video. So, or start recommending your content on other videos on that channel, because it now knows that there is audience overlap between them. So we don't have to keep them in our world like it was all this competition piece. It's all about good viewer experience. And so, you don't have the next best video, send them to someone that does.
Okay. And then, sorry for anyone who's listening, who's like, but I haven't even got a YouTube channel yet, Louise, because I now want to ask you about playlists. So do you think playlists are important then or not?
I do. I think.
Let's tell people what a playlist is actually, Justin.
Yeah. So on YouTube, you can group or categorize your content into a playlist. They call it a playlist. Think of this as if you were creating, used to create playlists back in the day on MP3 players and stuff. You can still do it, I guess, on Spotify.
Or a mixtape.
Where you're adding mixtape. That's where I was going, right? This is your mixtape. This is my age bracket too. So this is your mixtape of all the stuff that you would think would be of value to a viewer in a group of content on your YouTube channel.
Yes.
So there's 2 types of playlists that I would suggest that you are creating for your channel. One is to create groups for your channel page. So on your YouTube channel page, a playlist can actually be featured on there. So one use case is to show people when they go to your YouTube channel page, they can scroll down and they can say, okay, there's filming tutorials, there's editing tutorials.
Yes.
And they can quickly see what's on there and find stuff. Yes. The other opportunity, the other use case for playlists is you can actually get a playlist showing up in search results on YouTube. Oh. So the same sorts of optimization and things. So people are looking for best editing software. Again, I'm just giving examples from my channel. If we had a playlist on that, which we do, then people can choose to click on a playlist of videos that are related to that, which is obviously of benefit to the viewer and to YouTube, because it's going to keep people normally watching longer. So we can create them for categorizing our content on our page, but also as a discovery thing as well. And
would you ever put other people's videos into that playlist?
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Especially if you're just starting out.
Yes.
Again, this is another great way that you can create ties between your content, your channel, and other channels.
I love this idea.
And I would let people know too, if we've built great relationships with people and said, hey, we just linked to your video off the back of ours. So it's not a pitch, it's a relationship builder.
Yes, yes.
Right. And so the relationships that were built from people like, hey, I loved your video, I just linked to it from the end of mine. If nothing else comes from it, okay. But I would be very surprised if that's the case. It's a conversation starter. You've added value.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I have so much work to do on this.
Well, I think this is the beauty of it, is that it's one of those things where there's always going to be leaky buckets. So we do the best we can with the time that we have for any of this. Same as business, right? There's always going to be a leaky bucket. We can always leave money on the table somewhere. So it's, what is the best use of our time with the limited time and resources that we have? And that's always going to be the making of the content, because we could always be tweaking our channel page, always be making more playlists. But the thing that's going to impact people and the way that people will find your channel is from the actual video content.
The videos that so that's the number one focus, really. So what tips can we give people then who are starting out, Justin? What are the key things they need to think about if they're going to start recording video content for business, for YouTube? And I'll give you an example for my channel. It's very much explaining how to use LinkedIn. My biggest videos or how to upload your resume to LinkedIn and how to post on LinkedIn. Like those are the two biggest videos, and they have hundreds of thousands of views. And how to post on LinkedIn, you would think would be like super, super simple. But the video is literally me showing you how to post on LinkedIn. So it's not just me on camera. So what should people be thinking about? You know, what kind of videos should they be thinking about trying to create?
That's funny because our channel is very similar in that regard. The video that I procrastinated around for a long time and did not want to make because I thought it was too beginner, turned out to be our biggest video, which is how to make a YouTube channel. I'm like, I don't need to, it's going to attract absolute beginners. You just click a few buttons and you've got it. It was my mindset before. That video now has, I think, close to 10 million views. It's brought in over 150,000 US dollars. It's brought in 250,000 subscribers to our channel. One video that I did not want to make. So this is where we always want to be experimenting. And as I say, the further back we go, the more people that are at the beginner area. But now, even if you don't want beginners, the right people, as you touched on here, the step-by-step, they want to know that they're doing it right. They don't want to do something wrong. So that it makes sense that, yes, this beginner tutorial and step-by-step, it builds so much reciprocity. It links off to so many more advanced videos as well. Because as a company, as a business, we want to show that we do know our stuff for people to buy our products, that it's not all beginner level, that we can go deeper on things. So I would say have a mix. So if you're starting out, I would look at, first off, what are your frequently asked questions that you get for every new client or potential leads and things coming through. Let's get those out of the way so that you can start to direct people there to get some time back. So the things that you're asking all the time. And these would be, even if it's an online product, like if you're teaching LinkedIn online, like what are the things that people are going to go to YouTube for? It's the exact stuff that you were just talking about. Like, how do I do this? How do I make sure I'm doing this right? I don't want to do something wrong. Those are perfect people to be in a funnel then to buy a course or a program or a book or anything.
Let's talk about money.
How
do we monetize this? You know, you talked about that video earning you $150,000, and I know, Justin, in my audience, that this is completely brand new to them. They're like, what? What do you mean you get money from the video? So let's talk about the different ways that people can actually get money from starting to put stuff on YouTube.
So this is the other reason that we love YouTube. And I wouldn't want to build my business just on this piece alone, but YouTube is one of the very few platforms that pays you, and they can pay you pretty well. So to me, instead of spending money on ads, I'm essentially being paid by having ads run on the videos that are also lead gen for us, which is crazy. And when it started, it was a couple of dollars a month. But now it's not a little amount that's dropping into our bank account every month. I would stress here, and why I wouldn't build my business just on that is it's a variable. It's beyond your control. So some videos would take off and then others won't. Some might take a year before they get ads run on them in a significant way. So yes, YouTube does pay you, and it's primarily from the ads that have been run on your videos. So different niches will have different, I guess, cost to run the ads, and you get a revenue split with YouTube for that, which is awesome. There's other ways you can run memberships on there as well. I think you've got memberships on your channel.
I'm so excited about this. It is starting to take off, Justin. So I have got, and it's really funny because I have a friend and he's like, Louise, do you not be going after like a corporate contract at, $2,000 a month, as opposed to you dabbling in this little space of like $20 a month? But I'm really excited about it. I have got 13 members in my membership. And which sounds tiny. I get it. People are like, so what, Louise? But I really feel like if you can get 13 people to join, and I've really only been focusing on it for about 5 weeks, imagine what you can do in 5 months.
It's the same amount of effort, right? Time, effort, energy. I would say very close to serving one person or 13,000 at that point. Obviously, it depends what you're offering and what you're promising. But if it's exclusive content or early access to content or a live Q&A, there's no cap on how many people could be in there. This is where I love that this scales like crazy. It is really exciting, and it's like a completely different revenue stream to anything else I'm doing. And I just figure, like, if all these people are watching my videos, so I've been working with YouTube
They just told me I'm at elite membership, which means I'm getting a personalized backpack with my channel name on it.
Well done. I don't have one of those.
I know.
Well done.
Genuinely excited.
I got a water bottle the other day, but I had to go to a YouTube event for it, and my kids took it. Yeah.
I've got a Women of YouTube water bottle. I can't believe I haven't got it to show you on screen. It's my pride and joy. My husband takes it to work sometimes. I'm like, where's my Women of YouTube bottle? You're not allowed to have it.
Yeah, I have a YouTube pillow somewhere, but I'm pretty sure it's not even a real one. I think it's off Temu or something, but it doesn't matter.
No, I got this. I got my Lego for this. I got this from YouTube. It's like a Lego thing.
Australia and YouTube is like nothing compared to a lot of other places. So
I'm sorry.
Get forgotten over here, but yes, that's all good. So, but the revenue stuff, because I can geek out on merchant. Yeah. The piece I'm most excited about, and I think the opportunity that a lot of people don't look at, is not just the lead traffic and things coming through, is things like affiliate marketing, which when we started, it wasn't really something we considered, but that is the biggest piece of revenue in our business. And we do have products and things as well. And I love that it is the closest to passive income that you'll get from just creating videos, and you're helping people, you're adding value to the internet. So it's, for us, it's the tools and things that I mentioned. If I'm like, here's the top 5 editing tools, again, just my thoughts and opinions. You don't have to agree with me. You can click on another video. And for where there's an affiliate link, then we get a commission. That now is the biggest piece of revenue that we have. And it's a 7-figure annual business. So it's something that is helping people, and you only get paid if it works. So it's not about
that person clicks
stuff.
So in terms of, where do you see the difference between the affiliate link? And I want to get into that space for my business. It's something I need to look at doing a bit better. But there's also then the sponsored, where a brand pays you to create content. So what's the difference in that, Justin? And do you not do the sponsored brand content? What's your thoughts on that?
This is one of those areas where, again, you always be leaving money on the table. So we have done sponsored content before, but only once recently. Okay. So with a sponsored is more of a one-time lump sum, or you will agree to a certain amount of videos, and you're essentially giving the company a plug in the video, which to me, I switch off when I see those. So I'm not a big fan of them, which is why we didn't do it for so long. But when the one that we did recently ticked all the boxes for us. It is the tool that I use all the time, and I'm just geeking out on it. And I would have made the videos for free. I said to them that, like, I'm making these videos, but we can partner up, and maybe we can get something like a discount or a promo code for our audience. Like, how do we make this a win for people as well? And it was just like the perfect partnership. But I would say, before you go down that pathway, get clear on your non-negotiables. Like, what would be a win for you? There's too many people that are selling their soul and killing their video and ruining a relationship with their audience over trying to get paid a couple $100 or something for a sponsored section in a video. So they can be very lucrative. There can be some crazy deals with them. But I would come from the place of, would I first off recommend this to my closest friends and family? Is this a good recommendation? Let's come from that place first, whether it's affiliate or not. So for us, it's, for every brand that reaches out, it's very much a no, unless it's something that we are absolutely loving and using, and can tell a story around why we love it, instead of, thanks this company for sponsoring this. Because I know I glaze over and switch off in those videos. And if we know attention spans are so quick these days, can you really afford a 1-minute block in the middle of a video to do a sponsor read?
No, because you're losing your audience, aren't you? So I don't want to keep you too long, Justin, but I do want to talk about AI and video, because you already said you're geeking out on it, which I can completely see.
This is AI right now. I'm typing this from the car.
No, that made me sad. You said that there's AI videos on YouTube. I am not. I'm not watching them, and this is where
I'm trying not to. Don't watch them. Don't encourage them.
We had a conversation. So I'm in Belfast, as you know. And we had a conversation the other day about AI content, and people are like, "Oh yeah, do you know you can just get an AI to create your video or to create your podcast?" And I said, as a consumer, I don't want that. I don't want to be listening to something that is AI. And I was challenged on that says, well, with the younger generation, they don't care. So I actually asked my 18-year-old, and he says, no one's going to watch. There was the whole AI film character that they've created, the film actor, and it's completely AI generated. And he says, Mum, nobody wants to watch that. And I thought, well, please let that continue. But I'm very curious to know what your thoughts are. I know you've got an Ask Justin AI.
We do. But look, these things have been out for a long time. And only recently they're at the point now where, look, and I think there's a difference between a chatbot and someone creating content as me.
Absolutely. Yes. Right? I'm creating a chatbot that answers in my style, 100%. But I'm not, this is me. Like, hello.
Yes.
This is me and you having a conversation. And I don't think that, personally, I don't think that can be replaced. But we've gone from how to use AI to help you on YouTube to now to the ethics of it, which I didn't really mean to go there. How can people?
This is good. I think it's important.
Yeah.
And look, we use AI tools a lot. We have a video editor, but AI is editing the bulk of our video.
Yes.
Now, and the time for us to now get our message out is the quickest it's ever been. Yeah. With the smallest amount of mistakes. So I'm all for using AI tools to help for research, for planning, for bouncing ideas around. Like a great one for a business is to ask the AI to look at your website and to give you all the reasons why someone wouldn't buy. And first off, make those changes on the website, but also you can start to make videos around those topics as well. Like, what are the biggest reasons people wouldn't buy from me? What are their biggest dominoes that I need to knock over? Right. So there's can be some great tools for planning, for scripting and those things as well. But the piece I think that is most important, which I am against, is the AI slop, where you've got someone presenting as you and you know it's not real. Whether you can tell because they're getting so good, they don't like, it's soulless content is how I see it. Like, you can tell something's off. And if a business, I think, is willing to cut corners in that regard, their front-facing connection piece, where else are they going to cut corners in how you're going to work with them? So I'm all for the chat bots to help people find an answer, which is really like your own personal Google, like, here, maybe check out this video or something like that. I'm all for that. But if it's sharing your thoughts, opinions, your values, being the face of your company, that's something that I'm not with.
Yes. This word slop is just, I think Harvard Business Review wrote something about workplace slop, and the word slop is just coming up everywhere. And it's a horrible word because it makes me think of pig swill. But
fair enough.
Yeah. So on LinkedIn, no, but it's the right words. I don't mean.
I agree. Yep.
On LinkedIn, you can see in the news feed that you can the amount of AI content and the AI comments, and it's just like, what do? Do I just ignore this comment because I know it's written by AI? Because you just can tell it's not a person, and it's not saying anything useful. And I know, like, someone who was else was I talking to about this, said that, you know, in 6 months' time we may not be able to tell, but right now we can. Who knows where it's all going? But I do think it's very useful as a tool. I agree with you. I'm using Descript. We're editing with Descript now. We have a human video editor who does our clients' video edits, but I'm using Descript for mine, and it is phenomenal.
It was Descript that we did that sponsorship with. That was the one that I'm like, you know what? I will do that.
I know. Well, I use them all the time. And the other, I think I can't remember. Did I tell you about in Canva AI? I put a picture of myself in, and I'd been to a talk, and someone said, "Oh, use Canva AI to create videos for your Instagram." And I thought, well, let's try it out. It turned me into an Australian. And I was like,
"You're welcome."
What? There's nothing wrong. Like, I love Australia. I've been 3 times. I love it. I have family live there. And I'm like, oh, that's so weird. Me with an Australian
I've had some
accent.
of them where they've just changed my accent in the middle of a video. So we're testing these tools. I like to see how scary they're getting. Yes. And I think there is a place for AI generated B-roll. So some of the clips that might be very hard for you to explain a concept or to help make a video engaging. I love that you could just type something in and it's going to create that. I love that piece of it for storytelling. Yes. But the piece, again, for me, the soulless face, that's the face of your business, that's a no from me.
Yeah, because we buy from people, don't we? We buy from other humans at the end of the day, no matter.
And the moment I hear an AI voice, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I have a delay here.
That's all right.
The moment I hear an AI voice in a video, I'm switching off. I'm going to go find a human. I want to hear a person's thoughts and opinions based on their experience.
Yes.
I don't want to hear how an AI is like, here's how to make $1 million. I want to hear how this person did it, or how to grow on Instagram, whatever it might be. Like, I want to not just a general strategy that an AI has pulled together.
So here's an interesting conundrum then. So there's a person whose podcast you know how you listen to podcasts for, like a year and a half, and then you kind of move on to another one. So I used to listen to this person's podcast probably 2020, 2021, like every week. And then I was scrolling through my podcast app and haven't listened to her in ages. And I saw a podcast and I thought, oh, I didn't realize this person had done a new podcast. And I started listening to it, Justin. And I was like, this sounds a bit weird. And I went and looked at the show notes, and it was her AI version. So she literally has uploaded all of her blogs, I guess, and created an AI podcast. And I immediately switched off. So I thought that was a very interesting, because it was her voice, but it wasn't her voice, but it was also her content. And I thought that was an odd one, but I totally switched off when I realized what it was.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder then, when it gets to the point where we can't tell, would you have switched off? Like, that's a tough one. There is someone famous that has a podcast. They don't hide it. It might be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think it might be. And it just knows that it's an AI podcast, and everyone knows, but it's really successful. It's almost like a running joke, or it's crazy, but it's not trying to hide it. It's not passed off as being him. It's just an AI him as a podcast.
Yeah.
So I think if it's framed that way as entertainment or something, maybe it can work. But I think for us business owners who want to just help people add value and solve problems and things, I don't know. I think let's keep the human piece there.
I think keep the human piece there. Justin, how do you currently work with people?
Look, that's a very good question. I don't. I'm offline. I'm an offline kind of person. So we do have a Primal Video Plus, which is a new program that we've just launched. For years we've been running membership sites and those kind of like as a member of ours. And we've recently changed things because of the way AI is changing how we're learning. Yeah. So we now have Primal Video Plus, where we give transcripts and things to help people train their own AI on our frameworks and things. We do have a Justin AI. We have our courses and stuff in there as well, but it's more just I guess a collection now of our content
of
for
resources
people to access and to be able to follow the frameworks and things that we use to run our business.
Yes. So really, if people want to know more, I mean, I actually already send everyone to you on YouTube. Someone says, how did you get started on YouTube? I say, well, you need to go and check out this guy, Justin Brown. So I already send people to you anyway. How do you think, how many people are watch YouTube? Do you know off the top of your head? Is it like billions?
I keep hearing different numbers, but I think last time it was a couple of billion per month. And like the TV viewership is the one that I'm like, that's crazy, overtaking Netflix. And
I think that's a bit weird.
I know in our household, our kids would just sit there and watch Mr. Beast and some gaming channels if we let them. So I totally see that. Yeah.
Yes, that's so interesting. So we've become amateur gardeners, and I'm following some gardening channels now. And this is the thing about YouTube for everyone listening. This is the thing that whatever you're interested in, you can find content on there. I'm following one of my fellow members in your group on gardening. She's in Canada, and I learned how to, this sounds so geeky, I learned how to properly cut garlic from the garden.
And Marion, right? So I did a channel review, and I'm like, wow, this is like, how to cut garlic. There's very specific things, but if you're looking for that, then like, I don't know. Like the beauty of is, as you said, you can create a channel about anything, your hobbies, your interests, and you will find others out there, or they will find you with whatever it is. One of our members has a channel which is crazy audience, as in not crazy people. I mean, I don't know, but crazy numbers. And she creates clothes for hamsters. So not just pet clothing. specific. So look, there's whatever the niche is, whatever your thing is, then there is, you won't be alone.
You could create content for,
well,
I mean, my absolute passion project is my brand new channel, which is about standing stones, which are 4,000 to 5,000 year old megalithic tombs and standing stones, which are everywhere in Ireland. Now that I'm starting to create content on it, they're everywhere. And my audience, Justin, couldn't be more different to my other channel. The majority of my audience are men over 65.
Wow. Yep. But this is where too, like this is a new channel, right? So
yes,
for those, I think one of the biggest mistakes, just to kind of round this out for business people, is let's keep it one channel, one audience, would be my tip here. As much as we want to experiment, and I say experiment with types of content, but all for that audience. Like we wouldn't put gardening videos on our how to grow a YouTube channel, right? So, but also I would look at then, I get that we want to play with these things, but it's so much easier to go all in on one channel, at least to start with.
Yeah.
And then once we get some success, some momentum, and we know what it takes to kind of be consistent and know what we need to do, then it's easier to scale that. But I see people burn out quick when they're starting multiple channels. We had someone recently that's like, I've started 5 for the 5 different things I want to talk about. I'm like, oh, okay. And very soon they were doing none. So it's kind of, let's pick 1 or 2 at the most.
And that relates to your
love
business.
that you're experimenting with that.
Actually, I did want to ask you, I thought about this question last night. Do you have any secret channels, Justin, that we don't know about? I don't know.
Not yet. I've thought about it. I'm really thinking about starting one now. I think there's so many different areas that when we talk about them on our channel, so our channel is how to make videos, as in we could just have an editing channel. This is where we started. We could just have a how to film channel, so filming on smartphones, how to grow on YouTube, how to make money online. So we talk about affiliate marketing. So it's a big, broad niche that we've kind of video marketing, I guess, would be the umbrella. And this doesn't mean that everyone needs to watch all of the videos. But more recently, some of the stuff that I've been geeking out on, like the systems and processes, how we're running our business, those videos won't work on that channel. It is like we've done some to test, and those are our lowest performing videos. Like, so if I'm going to bridge to something more on the business side outside of making videos or video marketing, that would be the time to jump to a new channel. So productivity, thinking about that.
Yeah, I think you'd be brilliant at that. All right, Justin, thank you so much. You are, oh my gosh, you've such a wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. Where can people come and find you?
Thank you very much. Probably our YouTube channel, which is Primal Video on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Excellent. I will obviously link to that in the show notes. Justin, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today.
Thank you.